It's been nearly 2 years since you launched Thrive Global. Tell us a little bit about what you've learned in terms of the real extent workers are dealing with workplace burnout and stress.
So what's been great in the last year and a half, we launched in November 2016, is how much greater awareness there is about the problem of stress and burnout and how they actually affect the bottom line. They are not sort of HR problems, quote unquote culture problems. They actually are problems that affect every business metric, including productivity, engagement, healthcare costs, and attrition. We now have the data that shows that even employees burnt out, he or she is 30% more likely to change jobs. So this conversation has now become part of the C-suite, beyond the sort of what used to be the ghetto of HR.
And sleep is very important to you. It's important to me as well. But we are in Los Angeles right now, which is very close to Silicon Valley, where a lot of tech execs brag about not sleeping or working all the time. Why is that dangerous?
Well, it's dangerous because they claim to be data-driven, but they're ignoring the data. The science is now conclusive, and it's a young science. The first scientific sleep center was established in Stanford in 1970. But conclusively, all sleep scientists have told us that unless you have a genetic mutation, and about 1.5% of the population has a genetic mutation, and they don't need a lot of sleep. Mike Milken might be one of them because he sleeps very little and doesn't need a lot of sleep, which can be confusing for people working for people with a genetic mutation, because you cannot train yourself to have a genetic mutation. So that for the majority of people, we need 7 to 9 hours to be fully recharged. And now we have the data that shows this has an impact both on our health and our decision making. And leadership is about the quality of decisions.
And you mentioned leaders who might not be sleeping. What do you say to workers who feel like they're not in a stage in their career where they can really have work-life balance or be in control of how much they're on technology or working?
Well, interestingly enough, again, all the data shows that when you prioritize your own well-being, or as we say, put your own oxygen mask on first, your performance improves. So it's not like there is a trade-off. I mean, look at athletes. Athletes are all about winning. And they are prioritizing their sleep, their nutrition, their recovery time. Why? Because it makes them more effective on the court or in the field.